This is the secret spot.
It looks absolutely amazing. Yeah, you cannot describe how excited I am for today's fishing.
I love the fact that I've come somewhere completely different. Me or you have never fished here. And it's that secret, I've just had to take the blindfold off here.
I don't even know how I've got here. So tell me, what could we expect? Because obviously, it's obvious, it's a marina.
Fish topping for a start.
There's loads of fish topping. Can we be fishing for carp? Bream, tench, what are we fishing for?
Right, obviously, like you say, it's a marina, but I don't know. I mean, I've heard a rumour that an odd tench gets caught in here. There's roach, surely. Surely there's rudd. See, as a marina, there's got to be rudd. I mean, yeah, I don't see why there wouldn't be a carp or a bream or something like that. But I think what's really important about a secret spot for the guys watching is we've basically found somewhere where we can go fishing. We've asked all the right people, we asked some questions, and we can come and have a fish here. And there's going to be loads of these up and down the country.
You know what, Lee? There's so many places that we know almost. A specimen carp angler, he knows every fish in the lake by name.
Yeah.
We go to a lot of commercial fisheries and we know sort of the pegs, the depth, things like that, what you're going to catch, the target species. It's great to come to a venue. It's like being a kid again when you just go to a farm pond and just have a go.
This is, I tell you what, this is literally when you drive. You know, when you drive along on the road and you see somewhere and you go, "I'd love to go fishing." There. This is how this came about.
There's bubbles everywhere, you know. There's bubbles everywhere.
I mean, we're seeing small fish top. There's bubbles everywhere. Right.
Can I get some kit out?
Let's get some kit out. Let's decide where we're going to fish and get some kit out.
I'm excited. So, we've got to decide methods and swim choice. I'm saying, plummet in the hand. You pick the correct hand that it's in.
Okay, yeah.
You get choice of method and swim choice. Okay?
Yeah.
You happy with that?
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah,
so I've got my nice big plummet. Look away. I'm going to put it.
Are you happy?
It's going behind my back. It's going behind my back.
Right, we're done.
Yes, go.
I'm saying that you always think you're right.
Try that one. Try that one.
I think you always think you're
right.
Just
try it.
So it's going to be in the right. You always think you're right.
Oh.
Yeah.
What am I?
You tried to double bluff. Okay, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to fish here, and I want to fish with a pole.
Right.
Which means you get the waggler, feeder, or whatever.
Yeah.
Rod and line.
Rod and line.
And I'll tell you what, Rob, I'm going to fish here because I like the look of this boat. And I'm fancying a little swim in front of me and a little swim down the edge.
Listen, I'm happy because there's fish topping everywhere, and I think rod and line, I've got a chance of a big boy, haven't I?
Oh, definitely, yeah, 100%. What's that? That looks fantastic. You made that?
It's me from Trouba.
Is that made or made by somebody else? And
it's a Drake waggler.
Is it? It looks very nice.
It's an Eve from Trouba.
Eve from
That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I had to go back for my sandwich.
I've got some 013 power line, which I think would have been spot on, wouldn't it?
What, as main line?
Yeah.
As real line? Oh man, you are catching some big rudd there, I'll tell you.
One just took the float.
No, it didn't. I'm going to fish 014.
Yeah, but I know you're hoping for some tension on the deck, aren't you?
Yeah, but no, I think 012 to 1, isn't it?
I reckon it's quite deep, mate. I'm going to say.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm just going out with this plummet, just gradually.
Right.
I reckon where you're going to fish, how far out do you think you're going to fish?
Well, I wasn't going to fish far. I was going to fish like 6-7 metres.
Well, that's 6-7 metres, look.
Oh. So what, like 414s?
At least, I think I'd go a bit heavier. What are you going to do? Lig on the deck with a big bait?
Yeah,
or...
I think because I'm pole man.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try and fish for like better fish, like I don't know, like things like half a worm, 2-3 casters, that sort of thing.
Have you got a tension? You've got tension on the brain, haven't you?
Somebody said tension, that's got me all excited. But more to the point, like I've seen a lot of little fish topping, whereas I feel like I'm guessing you're loose feeding, aren't you?
Well, I've got to, yeah. I'm going to loose feed. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This is the plan.
Go on, I'm listening.
I'm going to fish a waggler, loose feed some casters over the top.
Yeah.
Hopefully you've got some casters for me. Right, so I'm going to loose feed some casters over the top.
Yeah.
And then I think later on in the session, chuck a little feeder over the top.
Yeah.
With, I've got some bread, maybe a big bit of bread or sweet corn, something like that.
Yes. So what you're saying is you're going on catch everything with bonus fish in mind later on. I'm going to have I fancy a line just off this boat because I just feel like, I tell you what I feel like, right? I can see a lot of fizzing in the middle,
yeah,
which is telling me that it's obviously quite soft. So maybe it's a little bit harder in the edge. But I'm going to have a plumb up and see. That's what I'm going to do. Tell you what I've got in my head here, you know. The bottom's obviously quite soft and silty. You know, like a commercial.
Yeah.
And you know, on a commercial, it's definitely getting deeper here as I go out. So I'm just wondering whether, like, I should
lift your rig out. Show me how deep it is. Okay.
A foot, isn't it?
5.5 foot, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, but look, if I come like slightly to the side, it's a little bit shallower, and then if I come right close to this boat, it just gets steadily shallower.
You're thinking it's less silty there?
Yeah, look, that is definitely harder there than like.
If you're fishing for tench, I know obviously it's classic in that you get all those bubbles.
Yeah, but you just foul hook them, don't you?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to catch them properly.
So I'm thinking like
a line in front, line to the side.
I'm thinking like a line just out of the depth. See, that's still in the depth. But I'm definitely going to have a line here. I'm definitely having a line there. I'm catching some fish there, aren't I?
I think you're sacking up there, mate. Look at that call for catapulting out. Tell you what, that's beautiful.
So you can guess who's in charge of bait, can't you? One job. So I've got the bait, sorted you out. Otherwise you just have a tin of corn. So we've got some maggots. Look, I've got a real bonus today because I've got my old friend Daniel Bryden, Wensum Valley angling, sorted me out of a few casters. So some lovely casters. And Willie Worm's finest worms. That's what I've got to treat you with today. Look at that.
What can I have?
Well, you can have as much as you like. Yeah, I'll have a couple of bags of these casters. Yeah. No. They're from Wensum Valley, so they're casters, not casters. All right. And these are some red maggots.
Got some maggots, haven't you?
Well, yeah. To be fair, I just think we've been looked after.
I think.
So. Do you want a few of these red maggots as
casters
well?
look beautiful. I'm going to use no, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to feed the casters. I'm going to put corn on to start with.
Oh, so you don't want casters.
We're in.
Go on, how have you started?
I'll tell you how I've started.
Yeah.
Before you gave me my bait, I cast out a single grain of corn, my float settled and skidded across the surface as a fish took my bait on a single grain of corn.
Not feeding anything on a piece of corn?
Lee, I've spent all winter fishing single pinky or bloodworm and pinky and ridiculously small bait. I've cast out a grain of corn and I've had a bite straight away. So now I've got a little bit of bait, I'm feeding some casters. I'm going to stick with a grain of corn.
Yeah.
I'm going to feed some casters, a bit of corn over the top.
Yeah.
I'm just going to cast my waggler over. I've not really got a full reading of the swim as in plumbing it up. So I don't know if I'm just off the bottom or on the bottom. I'm going to sort of try and read my
Isn't that what waggler's all about?
Yeah, you sort of find the fish, don't you, rather than finding the bottom of the swim. So I'm going to tell you what, this wind's a little bit naughty for what I'm doing today.
Yeah, that wind's just come into your face a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, yeah.
Yeah. Is that the excuse?
That's the excuse, yeah. So I'm just going to try and get it on the spot, which I'm saying that's about right.
Is it
pouch full of casters over the top?
Tell you what, it's no wonder there's so many fish in here, you know, because there's like little bits of stringy weed, and I bet in the summer this is just like chocker with weed, and like fish must love it.
Oh, they'd love it all year round, wouldn't they?
You know, like when you see those underwater shots of like in the sea when all those cabbages and that are growing up, and the fish just love it, don't they?
Yeah. I think all year round, obviously, when it's cold, there's a huge amount of predation on the main waterways, isn't there?
Yeah.
The cormorants and the otters, and they're on those main waterways. I think that was a little bite then on corn.
But you're not coming in here, are you? Because there's too many boats.
Of course not. Those predators aren't in here. So every fish packs in here. Obviously, the boat owners, you know what it's like. You get a bit of leftover bread, you chuck it out the side, so they're getting fed all the time.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, in the summer months, there's all the weed that grows in here, and they're just sitting here all year round.
Yeah, they don't ever leave, do they?
No.
It's crazy, really. Like, to think that. I'm just excited. Like, I'm literally excited thinking that my float could go under with a little roach, or it could go under with. I don't even know.
What have you? I've got one. It's only a little fish. Yeah, it's only a little one. On the corner,
What is it?
He's a rudd. A rudd.
Knew there'd be rudd in here.
There's got to be, hasn't there?
Knew there'd be rudd in here.
Little tiny rudd. It's not exactly the size rafter, but there's a little tiny rudd. That proves, I think, that we need to stick to big baits, don't we?
Well, if you want to catch big fish, yeah. But I mean, to be honest, I've gone in with like 2 casters on, all giddy. Maybe I should have started a bit lighter, Rob. Maybe
What have you fed?
I'll tell you what I've done, right? I was really, as we were plumbing up, and when we got here this morning, I could see lots of like fizzing. And basically I thought, that means the bottom must be a bit soft. So I haven't fed a lot of bait. I've like fed probably like 50 casters and like a dozen maggots, just potted them in. But I tell you what I'm noticing now, which is really interesting, there is like no fizzing. Yet when we were setting up, there was, which tells me that fizzing was fish, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was definitely fish.
It was fish, like the early morning fish that were feeding.
Do you think we've just pushed them away a little bit? Obviously, setting up and catching around.
But because they're probably not used to it. But you'd think there's people who live on the boat, so you'd think they wouldn't be that bothered, wouldn't you?
Here's one for you then. So we're fishing totally different, aren't we? I'm fishing further out and scattering my feed all over the place.
All over the place, yeah.
And you're fishing closer in and sort of setting little traps, aren't you?
Yeah, I basically thought I'm not going to loose feed because you're loose feeding. As always, don't know, like, it's not a match, is it? It's just,
no,
I just like having a.
Obviously, if this works and I don't attract too many small fish,
yeah, I might start loose feeding.
You might have to loose feed a bit of bait.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It is. It's like being a kid, isn't it?
It is like being a kid. I just saw a little bubble come up there, and I was like, "Does that mean there's a fish there?" Like, dead excited.
And I know it's one of those things. I know that obviously we're allowed to fish here, but it's one of those things you feel like a little bit sneaky, don't you? Because you're fishing where no one else has.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I feel like, hardly anybody ever fishes it. You said another bite.
I think it was just dragging under.
That's good.
I've not hooked any weed yet though, which is a good sign.
Yeah,
I was feeling that, sometimes there's a lot of weed in these boat yards. I'm only using a short rod, Lee. I think I'm using an 11-foot rod.
Oh yeah.
And I think the depth is just a little bit. It's like on the borderline between being too deep for an 11 foot.
I mean, I like a short rod. What made you fish a short rod? Because most people fish like 13-foot rods, don't they?
Yeah, I just like the pickup of a short rod, and I just like it. It's in your hand and it's comfortable. Yeah, I just think it's nice. And to be honest, I didn't expect it to be as deep as it is. So
yeah,
that's caught me off guard a little bit. But I think it'll be, obviously for playing fish, I don't think there's any snags that I've got to keep the fish away from. So for playing fish, it shouldn't be a problem. This wind, sorry mate, in your swim.
Oh, just have a chuck in my swim, yeah.
This wind's going to be an issue.
Ideally, you wanted to be sat on the other bank, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah. The wind in our face here isn't helping me at all.
Did you bring your feeder rod?
Yeah, I did, yeah. It's going to be my last resort. I think it's going to be beautiful if we can get
I reckon like a little bomb will be nice as
yeah,
well.
It will, yeah. If we can get a float going under, I think it's going to be fantastic though, don't you?
I agree, yeah.
Especially, obviously, that first fish was a rudd. I've got rudd on the brain.
You've got rudd on the brain?
Yeah. On the drop, I'm thinking that sweet corn slowly fluttering down.
Oh, nice, yeah. You're after the big rudd, aren't you? You've got rudd on the brain, yeah.
I caught a rudd as a kid, and he was, no, he was beautiful, Lee. He was £2, 7.5 ounces.
No.
I caught him in a match.
£2.7 rudd?
And I remember, obviously you know me, I'm not exactly the most animated person in the world, but I remember the guys either side looking up, because I gave it a big yes as I netted it, because it was such a beautiful fish.
Yeah.
I caught it on Glassmore Bank, Whittlesea. So,
did you?
Yeah, out east. And I ended up third in the match. I had another one about £1.5 pounds. And that day, my word, there was some rudd in my swim. But I'm a kid, I didn't know how to catch them. They were flapping on the surface, they were taking stuff off the top. I just didn't know what they were. But obviously when you look back, you got one. Oh.
Little bite.
When you look back, you realise what they were and what potential the swim probably had.
Yeah, you could have caught like a load of £2 runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've had a few bites, so I'm going to put a few more casters in. Looks like I might get a little bit of rain for a bit, Rob.
Hmm?
I'll tell you what I've done. I've fed 2 swims.
Okay.
So I've fed a swim straight in front of myself at like 6 sections. And I fed a swim down by this boat here to my left.
Yeah.
And as much as I love that feeding 2 swims, you know what it does?
Makes
you
you
don't
want to
get
try
a bite
this.
on one, you're just like,
Is there a fish hovering over my other swim?
Oh, is there a big fish there, you know? So yeah. Just trying to get used to the swim at the moment. I've gone for quite a lightish float. I've got a big hook and line on at the moment.
Yeah, what kit are you using?
Well, I've put 16 to like a 4 pound hook length, and pretty sure that my maggot has just been destroyed then on the way down. Yep.
What, by a little
I
fish?
think there's some little fish in, yeah. Yeah, because my maggot is like, it looks like something that you use for protection during sex. But slightly red. So I'm going to put 3 maggots on. I'm going to put 3 maggots on. Makes me wonder if any of my casters got to the bottom.
Yeah, maybe everything just got obliterated halfway down.
Yeah. Yeah. I always think when you cup bait in though, think it beats a lot of those little fish,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You can almost zoom it to the bottom. Oh dear. I think you're going to be putting bigger and bigger baits on.
Yeah. Look at him. He's a nice one, don't he? Look at him.
Yeah, cracking fish.
Right on.
It's not what we're after today, Lee. Come on.
Well, no, it's not what we're after, but I'll take him. The fact that I've fed 3 maggots and it didn't get halfway down tells
It's a
me
starter, isn't it?
Yeah, tell you what I'm going to do. It's getting half a worm. Let's try that. I'm trying not to loose feed if there's loads of them in, you know what I mean? Yeah. Pot some bait.
So I feel I'm fishing now. I'm not getting loads of indications.
Maybe your casters are all being eaten.
Well, you'd think I'd be getting bites on a grain of sweet corn, wouldn't you?
Well, you would think so, yeah. That was just, I can't believe that I've put 3 maggots on there. 3 maggots on a 16 mob. It's hardly like refined rud gear, is it? You know
No,
what
it
I
isn't.
mean?
These are wild fish, Lee, aren't they?
Yeah, well, people aren't fishing for them, are they? So.
Hey up.
Yep. Well, we got something better. All right, we're not in a match now.
Shanking them in. Whee.
Right, okay, that's it. Let's just put 3 times the amount of bait in.
It's like a dream for a matchman, isn't it?
Rob, if I'd have had, never in my wildest dreams did I think there would be as many fish as there is here today.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
I cannot believe the amount of fish in this venue. It's unbelievable, and it's mainly these rudd, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Beautiful fish though. I mean, look at that for a fish, Lee.
Yeah.
He's not a monster, but he's 6 or 8 ounce. He's absolutely immaculate condition. I mean, if I was fishing a match, that would be like a brilliant fish to catch.
the weight you could catch in a match.
Shall I tell you what I caught that one on?
Go on.
Double corn.
What?
Double corn. I'm fishing, basically those casters you've given me, I might as well just throw them in the margins and just forget about them, because it's all about
They're getting eaten so
bigger
fast,
baits, because
aren't they?
there's so many fish in there.
I'm getting a bite of chuck down by this boat. Every single chuck in, Rob. And they're like these nice quality rudd. But that was on a full dendrobina. Literally a full dendrobina I put on that time.
Right, you've got to talk to me tactics now, because it's great catching these little fish.
Yeah,
but that's not what we're here to do, is it?
We want to try and catch a bigger one.
Is it a case, do you think, of just going through the gears and working through these fish and hoping a bigger fish turns up?
Well, yeah, because it's early in our session. We've been fishing maybe just short of an hour. You can catch one every single chuck in. So is it just a case of exactly that? Just trying to go through them a little bit. I mean, I'll always look at it like this. If you go on a commercial or a venue with lots of fish, you don't necessarily bag up with big ones straight away.
No, you don't. No.
You know, often it takes a little while for them to get feeding. So I'm just going to enjoy catching a few of these rudd for now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm fishing bigger and bigger hook baits. This time I've put 3 segments of worms on, you know. But yeah, there's loads and loads of fish.
So you're happy to go through the gears, go through the motions, and hopefully some bigger fish turn up.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do, mate. Yeah,
I'm going to feed more and more bigger baits. So corn is going to be my bait. I've actually got some pellets. Whether this venue has ever seen pellets, I don't know.
Yeah, but why not? Why not?
Some 6mm pellets could be brilliant.
Oh, Rob.
Oh.
Rob, we're attached to something that isn't a rudd.
You've got him. That's a tench, isn't it?
That's a tench,
That's a tench.
Yeah, that's a tench. Just went a bit quiet there on my peg. I put 3 like good 2-inch pieces of worm on. But it's just quiet. I just love the fact that there's obviously somebody on the boat, and so he's like they're on top of my tench.
Yeah, they're right on top, over the top of your tench.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying, could it be a tench? I mean, it shook its head like a tench. Let's have a look.
Staying low as well, isn't it?
Oh, I tell you what, this could be a pike. It is a pike. It just bit me off.
Lee, we went piking on the last video.
I just saw it. It was a pike. It was a pike about 6-7
You got me all
pounds.
excited then. I even stopped fishing.
Oh, it's just bit my hook length off then as I went to net it. Hey, but excitement though. Excitement.
Yeah, it is excitement. Show some bigger fish are knocking around.
Yeah, they are.
And
yeah.
Who knows? Hopefully that pike has scared a few rudd away, because we could do with the peg slowing down a little bit, couldn't we? And some bigger fish coming in.
I don't even mind, Rob. If I'd have got him in, I'm trying to enjoy my day's fishing. Do you know what I mean? So I'll take it from there. I'm gonna have to redo my rig though, because he's totally trashed it.
It looked like you've mangled your rig.
Yeah, so it's new rig time straight away. There's tench there now. Tench bubble.
He's a stunning fish, mate, isn't he?
He's an absolute beauty, mate. Look at, I love the, look at the fins. Look how big his fins are. Look at that. Look at power. No wonder when you hook them, they pull. Because I reckon he might be 4.
I think he's 4
He might be 4, but like, look at the paddles on it. You get one like 6 pound. It's going to give you the
so
right.
wiry, aren't they? When you hook them, they do that dart to the bottom. And
yeah. They're probably, you know, like as a kid, what your mystery fish to catch was.
Our canal used to be ran with them, you know, Lee. They were like the target fish. It was great to catch one.
I'm so chuffed. The good thing is about it, you know, we're only just really getting going. We're learning the pace a little bit. I'm thinking, what else? I mean, a tench on the. I always thought there'd be a chance of one, but you just never know, do you? So.
Well, you said tench, didn't you? Yeah. Obviously, you've caught one now. Maybe there's loads of them in here. I don't know.
I've just potted in so much more bait. I'm going to show the camera what I did. So I potted in. I'll show you what I did because you know, if you go fishing somewhere, if you go fishing somewhere and there's loads and loads of fish, there's clearly so many rudd today. I actually put like probably like almost 200 casts, something like that, at least, into the pot, and then half as many maggots, potted them in, and then went over the top with, and I'm going to show you, basically a worm, Rob, you know the old top and tail worm? So I took the worm through the head, and then just nipped it off halfway, and then got his other half, and just hooked him like that, look, 2 big chunks of worm, over the top, and I haven't fed any worms out there yet. I'm saving my worms, putting a few worms in down by the boat. So that's a crack. I'm going to have a lick again. I didn't even really get any bubbles, Rob. You know, it just shot.
Did the swim go quiet?
Well, I didn't get a bite from a rod, so that was a good start. But yeah, effectively, I think it pushed those little fish out. I'm excited. I think there's a chance of more. I do. I think just to catch a tench on a. You know, these aren't stock tench, are they? They're naturally. They're just natural tench from this waterway. You know, we're off a river here today, so.
Springtime species as well, isn't it? I reckon you could get a few, you know, today.
Yeah, there's a great chance. I mean, like we said before this morning, we just don't know what we're going to catch. I've had a bite straight away again. We're back on the chunky rud. Look at chunky rod. Look at them.
As you said, just work your way through the little fish and the big fish might turn up.
Well, it's enjoyable catching them, Rob. 4 to 6 ounce rod. They're enjoyable, but there's obviously a lot in here. Isn't it crazy? On the river that we fish on here, you rarely see a rod. That's because they're all in the boatyard. Crazy.
If there's one thing I love more than fishing, that is eating. So, I think it's time for a break. Lee's had a tench. I'm a little bit disappointed because I was hoping that I'd catch at least a bigger, better stamped fish, but he's had a tench. I think when we go back to the peg, I'm going to start fishing a feed. I'm going to slow everything down. I'm going to fish some bigger baits. Maybe I've got a chance of catching a tench of my own. First things first though, I'm going to make a trip to the van. I've got some crisps, some ginger nut biscuits, a couple of cans of drink as well. I think it's snack time. That's a nice little snack, isn't it, for both of us? Back to the fishing now. Remember, if you like this sort of thing, we're having a fantastic day. Please subscribe to the video. There's a competition at the end as well that I think you'll be interested in.
Getting like odd little clumps of bubbles and stuff.
Yeah, I can see there's a bit of fizzing now, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. And
it's definitely slowed down.
Yeah, every now and again.
Whatever you're doing is definitely slowed the swim down.
Every now and again it just slows down. You catch like 5 or 6 rods as quick as you can catch a rod, and then you put your rig in, it just sits. And I can only believe that like a bigger fish has like disturbed them. Trouble is, I don't want to like lift and drop because I just feel like you entice a small fish, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying.
So it's kind of like...
You got to keep it nice and still.
Yeah, nice and patient. I just think keeping large amounts of bait going in, and there you go. Go on. Thought about it there. I thought about striking there, but I was going to be... you know what you told me on the pike?
Yeah, you got to let them have it, haven't you?
Let them have it. There's a few little taps there. I feel like he's there, Rob. Like little bubbles are like coming up right next.
You think
to
Mr. Tenchi's next to your bait?
It's a good chance, yeah. Love another one.
Do you like my overgunned setup for the feeder?
Yeah, talk us through your feeder setup, because you
Well,
weren't expecting to fish feeder, were you?
No, it wasn't really. So I've got this setup which is a bit overgunned. It's a big reel. it's a pretty powerful rod. It's my, I don't know, my method feeder setup for down the middle of a big lake like Boston.
I reckon you catch on a method here, don't you?
Yeah, you'd catch a rud on it for sure. Go on. You were hoping then, weren't you?
Yeah, he's pulling a little bit harder, isn't he, whatever he is?
Perch.
Yeah.
Perch. He's probably had your bait in his mouth for a little while.
Yeah, he probably has, yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some, but perch, you know.
I know, the
rod
rud
just
are
back
just
off
not
and yeah.
quite like they were, are they?
That's good, that's good. Bonus fish, they love casters, don't they?
This feeder has definitely slowed things down, you know.
Is it?
It's like I'm getting the bait to the bottom really fast rather than catapulting the bait over the top.
Yeah.
It's strange, isn't it? You know when you've been getting a bite or an indication every cast and then you try and slow things down, it feels like an eternity, doesn't it? Because you were so busy a minute ago.
Yeah, talk about that though for the guys at home, slowing things down, because, you know, some people will say, what? What do you mean? You're trying not to catch fish?
You know, obviously you want to slow things down. Sometimes you slow things down because you've got the wrong fish in your peg, smaller fish in your peg. Obviously when you're being active with your feed, you're getting the wrong fish in your peg sometimes, aren't you?
Yeah.
But sometimes you've got the right fish in your peg, but they're just feeding at the wrong depths, or they're feeding a little bit too aggressively, that they're stirring everything up and they can't find your hook bait. At the end of the day, you've got to catch the fish. So you've got to get your feeding right and slow things down. It's all right attracting fish with a catapult and feeding loads of bait everywhere and scattering bait and feeding little and often, but sometimes just slowing it down, feeding larger amounts of bait.
Yeah.
Oh, Lee. That was...
Pulled your rod round?
Yeah, obviously.
You're excited, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's
Nearly pulled me in.
But that's what I'm talking about though. You're talking about, look, like now I can actually sit with my bait on the bottom. I feel more confident of catching a better quality fish like that. So I see exactly what you're saying. You put the feeder on, you're trying to sort of cast in a little bit less regular and just concentrate some bait down on the bottom, and hopefully a fish will come. That's why you've got the short feeder there, but even a method, Rob.
Yeah.
Dare I say it?
I think a method could work. I'm happy chucking this for a little bit.
Yeah, of course, yeah. The double hook up. The double hook up! I can't believe it. We've waited all that time to catch some tench. I reckon he's 5. He's definitely, look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him, he's absolutely
yeah,
massive.
Be, yeah.
He's right in the top lip, Rob.
How many tench are in here?
I don't know. I'm starting to wonder. I mean, I always thought there was a chance of one, but I didn't think that we're sat, hang on, a top kit apart.
I know, yeah, I know. Aren't they stunning fish, Lee?
Mate, honestly, look at the state of that. That is pushing. This one's pushing. What a colour on this one.
Yeah, he's a lovely orangey colour, isn't he? He's got a lovely orange belly.
I'm like looking at all his teeth in his gob there. Wow. They're just like proper.
They're like totally different to any other fish you catch, aren't they?
We are having a special day's fishing at the moment, and it's all about having a bit of fun on these videos and just enjoying a beautiful day, to be quite honest. But me and Rob are top level matchmen who love our competition fishing, so if you want the detail, the inside detail, that edge on your fishing, you can get it in 2 places now. You can get it on our website, www.outdoorsfishing.com, anglingedge.co.uk. That's where we have a membership section with loads of videos. There's 2 videos a month, one super in-depth, another one looking at what we've been up to, and now we're also on YouTube. So if you love watching things on YouTube, we've got a members section. It's got the same video content as the website, so check it out on YouTube because there's some great stuff. Let's get back to the fishing. Rob, I've straight back in, look, straight back in. I can't believe it.
They've rocked up.
How many's here? That was so quick. I tell you what, this is fighting harder than any of them.
Another 10, do you think?
Yeah, well, it's a big fish, whatever this is. It's fighting hard anyway. It's got to be a tench, surely.
I've just chucked straight out and I've had an indication straight away.
Really?
Look at the bubbles.
Look at this, is a tench. They're big and heavy. I've used my puller kit. Puller kit on in a marina.
Lee, how many fish are there, do you think?
I don't know, but listen, I'm starting to think, well, my biggest tench is £6. I'm starting to think
this could be the day.
By numbers, I might get a chance. This fish is fighting hard. Well, it's just gone in some weed there. I'm gonna have to pull a bit harder because it's.
Aren't they dirty fighters?
It's just like, give me honestly, it's pulling my arm off this one, and the other two haven't really done that. So like, I had a great lift bite, like like the old
John Wilson lift bite.
John Wilson lift bite, yeah. God, he's fighting so hard.
Dig for the bottom. He's not that big, Lee.
No, he's not. He's not as big as the last one, I don't think.
Just seen him flash.
Look at it. Here he comes, here he comes. Oh, though.
Massive tail.
Look at him, he's not small. That's...
No.
What is this place about? They're not like you're catching £2 tench, are
beautiful
they?
fish.
Look at him, he's got to be £4 at least.
I tell you what, my PB, I've never had a tench over 6. Same as you. Obviously, in a match, you never get a chance, do you?
No, you don't. No, absolutely
There could be a chance of us catching a big tench.
I think there is. I think, if there's going to be that many there, there's got to be a chance of catching him. He was on a full worm again, Rob. That is pure muscle. A bit like me, really, Rob. He's built similar.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Slimy and green.
And stinks.
Yeah, and stinks, yeah. Let's call this my main line, right? Out into the marina itself, and they've been nice fish, and it's like been brilliant, to be fair. I've had lots of bites there and I've really enjoyed fishing there, but I've got this like urge to catch down by this boat here. I just feel like, oh, that's a nice rod, just net him. I just feel like I want to catch something big down by this boat. I hooked a pike earlier down there. Look at that rod. That's typical today of the size of fish they are, and every one I just feel like they've not got a mark on them. Like for me, they probably have never been caught, which is unbelievable. Because even though you are allowed a bit of fishing in here, there's so many, they probably just don't get caught that often. So let's have a go down here now, and the difference is with it being down here, it's a little bit shallower. In fact, I'll show you, it's not that much shallower. But look, if I put the 2 pole rigs together, probably, I would say about 15 inches, 18 inches shallower between my 2 Tipex marks there. So it's just a little bit shallower. I've got a little bit of a softer elastic on. I feel like I could catch a great big perch down there. I feel like if I was a big rudd, I'd be living down there. And if I got a tench down there, it'd be brilliant. It'd just be like, really exciting to catch that sort of fish. Like, I've been fishing nearly my whole life, and I've never had a day like this. I've never had a day when I'm fishing in a boatyard, and there's just a complete unknown with what's going to happen. So let's have a drop in now with you guys here. All I've been doing here, this is the only place I've fed a few worms. I've sort of chopped a few worms and then cupped them in with some casters and some maggots. And I've just sort of kept doing that every now and again, really. I haven't gone nuts. Oh, a big fish just topped over on the other side. A really big fish, to be fair. I love the fact that there's like these possible mysteries, like just don't know what's going to happen. That's what I feel like this little spot down here by the boat is giving me, because it is a bit of a mystery what could happen. So like when you're fishing on a commercial and the fish sort of come in towards the edge, you can imagine like the people living on this boat, they probably chuck some bread out or a bit of leftover bits and bobs, and the fish just sort of cruise along the boats looking for them. So I don't know what's going to happen here. Like, I've had a couple of little goes on it. I caught a pike earlier. And I've caught a lot of rudd here. Sort of the times before when I've gone in down here, there's been a lot of rudd. So I'm quite encouraged now that it's not gone under. I feel like this is my chance. Let's see what happens. Something bigger down there. When I went in down there, there was no like indications from small fish. Literally, I've only been down there a couple of minutes. That's a big fish, that is.
What's happening, Lee?
I've got a big fish, Rob. I wanted to have a go down the edge. I was convinced that there's a chance of like a big fish down the edge.
But it's not fighting like the other ones,
No,
is
it's not fighting like a
tench. Is that
tench.
because your elastic's a bit softer, do you think?
My elastic is softer, mate. Yeah, I'm going to have to like use a bit of pullers. Like, but it's not fighting like those other tench have done. It is a tench though, surely.
It's because that soft elastic, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
He's plodding.
No, it's a pike. It's a pike.
Oh.
It's a pike. I'm on the old pike. I'm on the pike down the edge. I'm going to get this one. I'm going to get this one, Bob. This pesky pike. I've got like, there he is. Look.
You said it had gone quiet.
Yes, I knew. I just fancied a bonus. You know, I love catching a pike. It's good. Look at that. Get in there. Get in there, son. More like pike on the pole legend. It's gone down in history. He's a beautiful one as well. Wow, the colours on him, Rob. Look at the pattern on him. That and his tail. Look how long he is.
Doesn't matter, does it, Lee?
How
what
is
it
he
is?
so skinny living in this boatyard?
Oh, you'd think he'd be £50, wouldn't you? Maybe these rudd are too hard for him to catch.
Got it. So there he is, look. I'm going to pop him back. I don't want him eating all the rudd in my net. I'm so chuffed about that. I knew I could get a bonus down the edge. It was great fun on the pole there. So we'll just slip him back. And he can go off. He's a long, skinny one. There he goes. Look, look. Oh, hey. Woohoo! Yes.
Right, folks, let's have an update. We've obviously had a little run of tench, both Lee and I. We got in on that tench window. Lee's had 3. Is that right?
3, yeah.
3 tench on the pole. I had 1 on the feeder. But you know what? It's gone really quiet for both of us. And as I keep saying, and I'm sure you guys have got the inkling as well, I'd love to catch a big rudd. I'd really love to catch a really nice fish. So I've put the feeder rod down. I've shallowed my waggler up. I'm feeding corn over the top, and I'm just trying to fish corn in the upper layers of the water. I'm getting a fisher chuck. I'm having a beautiful day's fishing. I mean, where else can you go and have this sort of fishing? Because I'm sitting 2 metres away from me mate. He's getting a fisher chuck. I'm getting a fisher chuck. And I think this could be the route to a decent fish, because since I've been doing it, I've had 2 or 3 fish that are decent fish, bigger fish, 10-ounce fish maybe, not the pound and a half, £2 fish that we're after, but the stamp has increased a little bit. Don't get me wrong, we're still catching the odd little fish in between, but I think this is a really good way of catching a bigger fish. So I'm going to sort of plough through these fish. I've seen an odd swirl as well, you know. I chucked in a little bit of bread in the corner, and I've seen an odd swirl up against some bread crust that I've thrown in. I think there's some bigger fish starting to move around, and later on in the session, I think we've got a chance. I think we've got a real big chance of getting a special fish, I think. We've seen a couple of big fish jumping out in the middle of the marina. Here we go, another fish who's just come off. I mean, it's such a strange way of fishing, waggler and corn. I mean, it's something I didn't exactly envisage myself doing, fishing corn at half depth for rudd. It just wasn't something that I thought would come into play today, but it's mega enjoyable, let me tell you.
When you retire, are you going to get one of these boats? Live on a boat?
I've often thought, you know, of getting not a narrow boat, but I feel like a cruiser style boat.
Oh yeah,
like,
what, half mil?
It's you know, not a narrow boat, but a little short cruiser boat.
Yeah.
That, you know, when you see them beautiful boats up and down the Trent.
Yeah, yeah.
Just slightly bigger, aren't they?
Yeah, they're big there. They're a lot of money, they are, aren't they?
Yeah, but you're asking me what boat I want to get. I'm saying one of them.
Okay, all right, yeah, all right. I hear what you're
An
saying,
ocean-going cruiser that I can still go down the river on.
Probably get 1 million views for this video, so
yeah,
that'll get us there, won't it?
I think so.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah,
I think so.
I don't know if I could live on a boat. That's the only...
No, I couldn't live on a boat,
I don't know
for
if
sure.
It's for me, that.
No.
Like, it's always one of those romantic ideas where I think that'd be great. And then the reality would be, nah.
My wife always wants to go away on a canal holiday on the boat.
Oh,
I'm sure it's great, but...
Well, you haven't even taken her on a canal holiday?
No.
Oh, right.
I'm sure it's great, but by the time you've been through the locks and... I mean, you get nowhere, surely. You don't go... No, but you don't go anywhere, do you? You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, what would be cool, like going in a few marinas and having a fish, wouldn't it?
Ah,
planning,
well, there you go.
Planning your marina route.
There you go, because obviously, most marinas, you can't fish there unless you've got a boat.
That's right. There's loads of untouched marinas, isn't there?
Yeah, so you'd obviously buy the boat just to get in the marina, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, plan your marina trip, see what you can catch. I think that'd be great. Well, just not something I'm doing tomorrow.
No, it isn't, no. No, I couldn't live on one. Looks a bit, I don't know, I just feel a bit claustrophobic. I think there's lots of people that do that, don't there?
Yeah. Yeah, they do, yeah. Yeah, looks great. Looks like a nice...
it looks relaxing, doesn't it? You know, it looks like a slow pace of life.
I had a mate who was adamant that's what he was going to do.
Right.
Just like sell up, buy himself a boat and then use his excess cash for living the dream.
And what happened to him?
He didn't do it.
He bottled it.
Got a big perch on, Rob, I'm saying. Yeah, there he is, look.
Big old billy.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's the second one of those you had, isn't it?
Yeah, nice one, yeah. Look at that. No match for my
No.
my 11 hollow.
The tension gear.
Strong fish perch. You know, and he took off, I mean, he's a pound, but he took off like he was £5. Now that was a special day, and these have made it, haven't they?
Lee, I've loved my day. You know, obviously we've had a bite of chuck. We've been trying to avoid a mountain of rudd. I mean, on a normal day, we'd be spending all day catching those fish, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, between us, we've well over £50 a rudd, which, if we'd have just had that day, I'd have said it's amazing. But these fish make it special for me. Like you said before, Rob, I mean, they're beautiful colour, the red eye. I mean, they make it, don't they?
This guy, he's my favourite because look at the colours on him.
Yeah, you're talking about a £5 goldeny green tench. I mean, they don't come any nicer than that.
Stunning fish.
They're big fish. Let's slip them back. These have made what was already a great day special for me.
Well, we just had to find out what weight of rudd we've had, and incredibly, £56 of rudd, trying to avoid them.
It's been mental, Rob. I've enjoyed fishing for them. What a day. Let's get them back to go with our tench. That has been special.
Now, here's your chance to win some of this. It's the new Naturals ground bait from Dynamite Baits. Fantastic ground baits. What I've used today to catch my tench, catch those rudd. Now, for your chance to win this ground bait, all you've got to do is comment below. In the comment section below this video, tell us the venue that you're going to use this ground bait, and you've got a great chance of winning some of this.